Well, let's find out what these leaks are. Oh boy. Oh boy. Massive, huh? This should be interesting.
We have two huge leaks about two huge scenes to
Huge.
go over today about Avengers Doomsday. These two specific scenes are about the opening scene for Avengers Doomsday that involves Spider-Man and the X-Men. We have a lot more context as to why they are fighting and what will probably be the...
Y'all see that Spider-Man Captain America clip going around? That AI clip looked real. Like it was a leak from this movie.
The final battle in Avengers Doomsday, ultimately leading to Doom winning and creating Battleworld. At least that's what we assume is going to happen because we are getting Avengers Secret Wars after Avengers Doomsday. What's going on, Cosmic Crew? Thanks for stopping by the channel today. We've already heard a little bit about the opening scene. It's supposed to be an incursion between Tobey Maguire's universe and the X-Men universe. The X-Men that are going to be some of the main characters in Avengers Doomsday. But now this new report tells us why they're fighting. And it is kind of what we thought it was going to be, except it has a lot more depth to it. And I think it actually...
You know, I have a Spider-Man versus Wolverine comic book, right? And I don't think I thought about it at the time. But I think the older I got, I would think back to it and was like, wait a minute. Spider-Man should have won that. It came to a stalemate. But Spider-Man should have easily won that. Just his strength overall is way above Logan's. And it's just, I was like, the problem is Peter's always pulling his punches. That's the problem. Superman pulls his punches. A lot of these super powered individuals pull their punches so that they don't truly hurt anybody or kill them by accident. So if anybody could take a punch and keep on trucking, it's definitely Wolverine, but it would take him a minute, you know, if Spider-Man were to hit him with everything that he had, you know what I'm saying? I think it would decapacitate him long enough to, you know, but whatever.
It adds a cool new layer to the X-Men in Avengers Doomsday.
The spider sense, the super strength that he has, I think his reflexes are faster than Wolverine's. Like, I just think he totally outclasses Wolverine. I could be wrong, but I think he does. Just the strength, he could just hold him in place. Just, you know, like, hey, listen, all right? You know, hey, I don't want to fight you, guy, all right?
This is coming from comicbookmovie.com, an article they did about this. Avengers Doomsday reveals reason for Avengers vs. X-Men battle. This makes a lot of sense. So this is not only about the opening scene, but also when the Avengers go to the X-Men universe, why they start fighting. So it states, Avengers Doomsday is shaping up to be the biggest MCU movie yet. And it is. It really is, with all of the actors and characters that they have in this, and bringing the old X-Men back, etc. You all know.
Biggest as far as the cast goes, as far as how much they're spending on it, probably everything that they're putting into it, but will it be the biggest of all time? Story-wise, box office-wise, will it be? I hope so. But they know if they woke it up, it's going to get flushed down the toilet.
With the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man all set to share the screen while battling Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom, I want to add, when they say Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Because we haven't heard anything about Tom Holland's Spider-Man appearing in Avengers Doomsday yet. In fact, we've heard he's not. So that remains to be true, and it seems like any Spider-Man mentioned for Doomsday is most likely Tobey Maguire's. It states, a combination of online reports and rumors and comments from a couple of Avengers Doomsday stars have confirmed that there will be a clash between the Avengers and X-Men, with Marvel's first family thrown in for good measure. Now we have some insights into what leads the heroes to go to war with each other. According to Insider, My Time to Shine Hello, in Avengers Doomsday, the X-Men have been through many incursions.
Oh.
So, when the Avengers and the Fantastic Four come to their universe to try and help them, they assume they came there to destroy them, and that's why they fight. This makes sense. And this actually, I kind of had a theory about this that was a little off. My theory was, right before the Avengers get there, Doom attacks. it's looking like the Sentinels that we've seen in that trailer, the X-Men trailer for Avengers Doomsday, maybe they're not fighting the X-Men. Maybe they're actually fighting with the X-Men. If they really did build a utopia in this universe, then perhaps they somehow figured out a way to get the Sentinels on their side.
Maybe.
They took control over them. And society has actually kind of aligned themselves with the X-Men. We'll have to wait and see on that. But this makes so much sense for the X-Men to have already gone through incursions if you consider what we have heard about the opening scene for Avengers Doomsday. The opening scene is supposed to be an incursion happening, and the X-Men are fighting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to essentially destroy his universe. And it's not like it's personal against Spider-Man or it's personal against the Avengers. What it seems to be is that the X-Men have discovered via Professor X, Jean Grey, Hank McCoy, Beast, whoever discovered this, it seems like the X-Men have discovered that when an incursion happens, you have to destroy the other universe to survive. So that's why they just fight. They don't wait. They don't ask questions. When other heroes show up, when another Earth shows up, they just go and they start fighting. Because they know it's them
Maybe, them or us.
or who they would consider their enemies, right? It's their world or the other world that's going to survive, and they are picking their world. And with Magneto there and everybody, I think that makes a lot of sense. It would be hard for Professor X to deal with, just because of his character and some other X-Men as well. But I think when it comes down to it, it's save your own planet or let your planet die or let both die.
Their universe or ours.
In the face of that, seems like they have decided we got to kill the other one. So they've been through this many times, according to My Time to Shine Low. And that would explain why no questions need to be asked. Just fight. They've already gone through this. I was
going to say, usually they'd be a little bit more level-headed about it and have at least a small conversation before getting into it. But that's the way it always was in the comics. A lot of times you find out two good guys are fighting, and it's always some type of misunderstanding. I had a friend, he read comics more than I did, and he would tell me about two characters fighting. I'm like, why were they fighting? He was like, misunderstanding. And the longer we knew of each other, I remember there was one time he told me about another two fighting. And I was like, well, what the hell were they fighting? Oh, he said, misunderstanding as usual. You know what I'm saying? So this was when we were kids. You know what I mean? He was hip to it then.
Many times. And hopefully they show us, maybe not like a montage, but something like that. I do think what we are seeing from Cyclops in that Avengers Doomsday trailer with the Sentinels behind him might actually be a flashback to them fighting other incursions. Because as we go on in this article, they actually do...
What are you saying? Optic blast!
State something that could make sense. They say this latest leak also explains what we've been hearing about some key members of the X-Men, including Jean Grey and Storm, being dead when we find them in this movie. After all, if they've fended off multiple incursions, some mutants are bound to have fallen in combat. And I agree.
Yeah, I think Halle Berry's quoted as saying she's not in this. And she's like, I'm not.
To that. If they are fighting other worlds that have other heroes, I mean, some other worlds might have another set of X-Men. So if they're fighting them, some of these X-Men
Only my old school people's going to get this. Where's this from? Halle Berry.
Probably have fallen already. Now,
you won't even have to think about it if you know it. It'll just hit you. Halle Berry.
Now, I hope this isn't. I hope this particular isn't true because I want Jean Grey and Storm to be in the movie. And if they do die, hopefully they still kind of show them right in battle before. And I do hope we see some of these battles that have happened before. But I do think this is a necessary scene to really show that, hey, it's not like this is just happening. The multiverse has been dying for a long time, right? Because I think that's where Dr. Doom we see a shift in how he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday, because it sounds like he's going to basically...
So what's the second thing?
Everybody that he's the hero. But I like this. I do like this. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Now, another thing that My Time to Shine Hello has said is about the final battle. And I thought this was very interesting, and you'll have to let me know what universe you think this is in.
Okay.
I think there's one way for it to make sense. She states, Avengers Doomsday's insane final battle
Latveria
takes the heroes to Latveria. if you're not aware, Latveria is where Doom reigns. Mm-hmm. It's his home. His castle Doomsday is there. And of course, it depends on the story in the MCU and the time in the MCU, whether he's the ruler of it or not. But for the sake of Avengers Doomsday, I am assuming this is his home. And he lives in Doomsday in his castle in Latveria. I do not believe Earth 616 has a Doom-occupied Latveria.
What the hell is that?
If they have a Latveria, I don't think it probably has anything to do with Doom because...
See, growing up, I always knew a little bit about Doom, not a lot about Doom. Is that his place? Seems like he would just be in a castle of his own. What in the hell is that? The Doom Dome. I'm coining that for myself. I'm coining that. I said it first. The Doom Dome. If it don't work out with me and Scarlo and I run through some new ones, I'm going to tell my boys, dog, she had the Doom Dome. Took me out.
We probably would have seen that already. Or maybe it's a variant of Doom who is probably nothing like Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom variant. I think this probably goes back to the 828 universe, the home of the Fantastic Four. Because Doom will probably try to get away. He'll probably leave. However it's going to be, he's going to separate himself from all of the heroes, right? And then he's probably going to go home, where he's probably prepared a lot. And the Fantastic Four are going to obviously know he's the ruler of Latveria. And I do believe that's why we saw the sign for Latveria, the flag, but the empty seat, because Doom was not there. Maybe he was off in other universes, dealing with other incursions. Maybe he...
It'd be cool if they actually showed him, but kind of blurred him, so we couldn't, you know what I mean? You know, one of those shots. Well, make sure you get on over to Cosmic Wonder and subscribe. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. These two things are very interesting. I find the first one more interesting, though. This one about them ending up in Latveria, it's not like, but I didn't, I'd heard about the X-Men fighting the Avengers, but it was one of those things. That's the one thing you're like, you don't know if it would have happened. We assume they're going to team up, but a lot of us, I think, just didn't think, oh, they're actually going to fight first? Oh, very much more interesting than that, and that should be interesting. Post the comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my reaction and thoughts, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!